Hello again.
Hi, Nerida.
Lovely to see you again, Leanne.
It's lovely to see you too. Nerida, this is my mother,
Oh,
Emeri.
hello, Emeri. So lovely to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
So this is where it all began.
Yes.
This exact spot where we're sitting right now, sort of.
Sort of. Actually, this, would you believe, used to be the chicken yard, and it was full of olive trees.
Ah,
And
Planted by my grandfather,
Right.
Yeah, Vittorio.
Yes, yeah.
okay. So what's your earliest childhood memory?
Well, I wasn't part of the family. I married into the family. Growing up on a block just near the farmyard,
Yeah.
and I used to go to collect milk every day. And because I didn't, coming from my parents were from Europe, from Italy, and I was born here, consequently I didn't have any grandparents or anything like that. They were over in Italy, and I had where I used to go and get the milk, there was an elderly lady there that I used to call Nonna, and I loved her. She was my Nonna as far as as I was concerned.
Gorgeous.
And I used to go there every day to get the milk. And she'd tell me stories. If it was during the almond season, she'd be peeling almonds and cracking almonds. So we'd sit with her, and I'd get back very late. And Mum had really chastised me. She said, "Where have you been all this time?"
From what I hear,
Don't blame it on the almonds
she was a
again.
rebellious child. Very strong-willed, and it still carries today.
Yes, and it was growing up on this, sort of close to all the farms and all the produce. And they used to dry all their fruit, because a lot of the farms in those days were fruit salad farms, they called them. So they'd harvest their fruit, and what couldn't be sold as fresh fruit, they'd dry and sell to the markets. And it was a lot of work. But,
It sounds phenomenally like a lot of
yes,
work.
it was.
What was your role in terms of the winery?
Well, in the early days, it was just helping out in the winery, doing bottling and labelling. Everything was done by hand. Corking, everything was done by hand.
So with your 4 children, and they're not children obviously now, but how did you work out, did they want to work in the winery and in the family business, or was there pressure on them, or did they feel that they wanted to do it? And what did you feel, Leanne, growing up?
Well, growing up, probably with my older brother, there might have been, being the eldest son and being an Italian family, there was probably an expectation for him to come into the family business, but certainly not with the rest of us.
Right.
But we just, it's probably more than work. It's part of our life, so it's just something that we just naturally moved into.
Yeah, it's just such a beautiful, amazing place. I can't imagine why you'd ever want to tear yourself away anyway.
Oh, well, it looks amazing, but there's a lot of hard work.
You can
a lot
see that.
of hard work, and yes, it's...
You're almost a
it's
full-time gardener now, aren't you?
Well, I was until I've got all these beautiful gardeners now that help me.
Thank goodness.
Oh, she still spends a lot of time though in the garden. And
I
a lot
oversee
of
it all, yes. I oversee it all. Yeah.
and her knowledge of plants and trees, it's amazing.
I know. Well, I think that it's not just about wine here. I think it's about enormous, vast quantities of beautiful flowers and produce. I've never seen such a vast variety of different fruit and vegetables in the one place. It's amazing.
Well, I think that my father-in-law, some of his knowledge must have rubbed off onto me.
My last question is about family, because I know that family is incredibly important to the DeBortoli family. How often do you get to see each other? And what about your meals where you come together as a family? How often does that happen?
As a complete family, it's usually just on special occasions or when someone comes down.
Weddings, christenings,
yes.
The 21st?
21st birthdays.
Yes. There's always some special occasion. We don't need a lot of them.
Thank you so much for the chat.
Yes.
It's beautiful to meet you.